welcome to Soul Babes Craft and Creations. I am Louise, and today is Monday, June the 2nd. I will start with today's quote of the day, and that says, "Time flies and never returns." Now, isn't that so true? Yeah, I can't believe we're already into the 6th month of 2025. Yeah, that is pretty much true. Time is definitely flying. So, anyway, as I said, today is Monday. So, that's Magazine Makes Monday, Boggy Creek Squares. So, I will show what I've made and draw out the next ones. So, first two are from the Art of Crochet, and they were let me get the right one first. Number 4, simple half double crochet, or half treble as it is here in the UK. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, the Art of Crochet ones are pretty quick and easy to do. I think when I first started they were more difficult because I'd never done crochet before I started with that magazine. I'd done a bit of knitting, but that had been a long time prior because I used to knit when I was a child and my mother taught me. But yeah, I hadn't done crochet because Mum didn't crochet, she knit. And then the second one was number 96, which was the purple flower in a square. So yeah, quite, as I say, they're not that complicated. I do find them quite easy to actually to do and complete. So that's the Art of Crochet ones. Let's put them to one side. Right, the next was the 3D granny squares, and the first one was number 69, and it's come out a little bit smaller than I expected it to be. This is the Dahlia, but not too bad. I mean, it's got quite a stretch on it, so I would think once I put them together with the rest of them, it won't be too bad, and I can always add an extra row onto it to make it bigger. And then the other one was the Christmas elf. Again, not too bad. I'm quite enjoying doing all the 3D granny square ones. Some of them a little bit more difficult than others, but in general, not too bad. So that's the 3D granny. The next was the 100 tiles. Now I'm trying to remember what the names were. I think this one was all of a cluster. This was number 16. I'm pretty certain this was the all of a cluster square. It took me a few turns to get it right, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think the reason why it took me a few turns to get it right is because I kept getting interrupted. Family matters at the time, so slowed me down a bit. Right, and the other one has ended up quite big, and it was number 44, and I'm pretty certain this was Grow Your Garden. Now this one took me a while. It was very hard going, very hard. The both the written instructions and the graph were a little bit confusing to get to grips with, but eventually I managed to get through it. Again, family interruptions didn't help the situation, but I eventually got there. So yeah, that was those two done. Now I have been asked on a previous video what yarn I'm using and where do I get my yarn from. In general, most of what I'm currently using is stash that I already had, most of which is either Stylecraft Special DK or Yarnsmith's Create DK. There are some other oddballs of like I think it's called Big Sheep or something like that, which is it's all acrylic. Everything I'm using is all acrylic. I can't use wool anyway for my own because I have an allergy to wool. So I'm using all acrylic for all the squares and things like that. But in general, most of what I'm using is Stylecraft Special DK and Yarnsmith's Create DK, which I get from the wool warehouse over here in the UK. I don't have a local yarn shop, so I can't get it from anywhere here, and I don't have access to some of the big stores like Michael's and Hirschner's and things like that over in the US. So the majority I get my yarn from is the wool warehouse. Occasional places like our Poundlands do sometimes have different yarns in. Some of our local don't know how I would put them, general stores, I suppose you would call them, where they sell bits and pieces of anything and everything, may sometimes have things like yarn in or craft supplies. So those kind of things, if I come across them, I might sort of pick some up. But in general, most of what I have is Stylecraft, Special DK, and Yarnsmith's Create. In fact, most of what is currently behind my head, certainly in my green cube and my yellow and orange cube and my grey, white and black cube here, and I think also in the brown cube right at the end there, I think that's all Yarnsmiths. So yeah, I use what I've got and what I can afford to buy. I think what's directly above my head here is Robin Paint Box. I think that's the other one, but I get that one from one of the, like I say, the what they call general stores, or what I would class as general stores, where it's, if they've got stuff in available, then you're able to get it. It's not anything that's always in their store at that time, so it's just whatever they have available. So anyway, that was what I've done, let's get over to drawing for the next. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Hubby called from the hospital with my son and just needed to have a quick discussion about some bits and pieces. Okay, where did I leave off? I know, I was just about to start doing the drawing. So we will start with the cards from Claire Montgomerie, and then go from there. Right, so the Claire Montgomerie cards, which is the Granny Square cards, and here we go. Got to pick out one. There we go, one left. Let's see what this one is. Right, and this is number 46. Now, I've just realised I didn't get my folder at the ready to see what gets drawn, so let me get my new folder at the ready and find my sheet. Right, the Claire Montgomerie Granny Square cards, number 46 is the 3D flower on the official set and the rose square on the unofficial set. Okay, right, next we have the Crochet Stitch cards by Bella Coco. So here we go, giving a good shake up, and again we pick out one. There we go. And that is number 9. And number 9 is the herringbone double. And just checking to see whether that's here. I think that's in, pretty certain that's all in US terms, so that's a herringbone double crochet. Okay, now we go to the Bella Coco book, which was the Library of Stitches book. And after this, I need to pick out 2. So here we go. Trying to get them all in my hand. I want the last 2 left in my hand. And there we go. That's the last 2. And they are number 19 and 42. Okay, 19 and 42. Number 19 is the little fans stitch, and 42 is the chevron stitch. Okay, that means I've got to do a little bit of pre-prepping between those on my strips so that they stay square. And then the last one will be from the Crochet Stitches by Claire Montgomerie book. And out of this I want 3. And that is 3. Okay. And they are going there straight. Okay. Going straight. Stick to the sides. And they are number 77, 121 and 127. And those are right. Number 77 is Primrose Stitch. 121 is the Triangle Filet Stitch. Not sure on that one. And the 127 is the Basket Weave Stitch. Okay, Basket Weave Stitch I know fairly well. Same with the Primrose Stitch, only the Triangle Filet not so sure about, but we will see. Anyway, that is all of the things drawn for today. So, with everything being drawn and everything being said, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Love and kindness to everyone. Bye for now, and I will see you all soon.